practices here now at AT&T. What's it like kind of with the massiveness of it, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's incredible. It was my first time here. And I think it's good that we get to practice here the whole week, obviously. You know, that initial shock of, being in the stadium, seeing it, feeling the turf, that kind of wears off and you can dial in. So we're really enjoying it, and practice is going well in there. So.
Now that you've had, I guess, really a month to prepare for Ohio State, how good is that as an offense to have that much time to prepare?
Yeah, it's good. I think right now, we can't let it get stale. We need to stay on it, stay on our normal routines, make sure we know our assignments, and, we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot preparation-wise.
When you look at Ohio State's defense, what stands out to you there?
Yeah, I think their front seven is obviously probably their strong suit. Their D-line plays really, really well, really, really sound. On the back end, there's not a lot of MAs and missed assignments, so they're sound too. They know what they do really well. They play man coverage well in the secondary, so we need to take our opportunities when we can, but we're going up against a really good defense.
When you talk about Kirby Moore, since he signed that extension, what was it like for you to know he's going to be back next year and, kind of bring what he's brought this season?
Yeah, super happy about that, obviously. I was messing around with him like, hey, where's the extension? I'm waiting on it, looking for an answer. But yeah, super happy to have him back. He's obviously a big addition for that team next year.
What do you feel like it is about Kirby, that makes him so effective as an offensive coordinator for this group?
Yeah, I think, this is just what he loves. This is his passion. Dialing up plays and getting an offense ready to win games is, that's what he does. That's what he was born to do, and he does a great job of it.
You look at a guy like Javon, and I know that left tackle spot is always an important one to use a quarterback. So what has he brought in terms of consistency as the starting guy that really threw the whole team?
Yeah, I mean, you just said it, consistency. One of the most consistent players I've ever played with. One of the most hard workers. He just puts his head down. He's never on any list. He's never in trouble. He's never whining. He's never hurt. He's consistent. He's there every play. And that's what you want out of a left tackle. I trust him with everything.
And what does it mean to you? How much confidence does it give you to have that trust on your blindside blocker?
Oh, yeah, that's everything. Especially in critical downs, third down, fourth down, where you need to trust your line, trust your left blind side. He's there for me, and that trust is huge.
How excited are you guys to know that Ohio State's going to be full strength defensively? That was a question that people had coming into this one.
Yeah, I'm happy about it. I think it provides a good test for our offense. We know what we're going to get. There's no questions about personnel-wise, who we're going to see in the secondary, front seven, etc. So I think it's going to be a great test for us, and I think we'll be prepared for them.
Hey, Brady, I was talking to your parents, I guess, last week, and they said, 10 years ago you guys had a party to watch the Cotton Bowl at your house. Now you're going to be playing in the Cotton Bowl. How much of a full circle, surreal moment, I guess, is that for you?
Yeah, it was crazy. My mom pulled up the pictures from the Cotton Bowl party 10 years ago. And just thinking about it, we were all in my basement, watching Mizzou in the Cotton Bowl. None of us would have thought, I'd be the starting quarterback in the Cotton Bowl a decade later. So super full circle moment, super cool.
As far as family coming, what's it like? How many tickets did you get? I know the tickets was a hot topic when we talked to you guys a week ago.
Yeah, tickets, still working on a few extra. But yeah, we got a big crew coming down. They're excited. They're gonna be here tailgating, and they're gonna take it all in. So I'm excited for them.
Going back to Kirby a little bit, how have you seen kind of your game impacted specifically with your growth from last year into this year?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that stands out on tape is just my confidence with the concepts that he installed, and over the middle and down the field routes, we've been much more accurate. We've had much more explosive plays, and I think it's just a confidence thing on my behalf. In addition, with the experience from last year, Kirby's brought a fresh set of eyes for me. He provides feedback for me. He tells me straight up what I need to do, and he's done a great job of teaching the concepts.
Thanks for the time, Brady. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Brady, in Ohio State schematically on defense, is there someone that you guys played this year that they maybe remind you of, just in terms of what they try to do, not necessarily personnel?
Yeah, no one specific comes to mind. They run a lot of coverages and different packages that we've seen this year, no doubt. But they have a 3-high structure that I can relate it to K-State a little bit. Their man looks, you can relate them to Georgia a little bit. I see different 1-high zone looks that kind of relate to Tennessee. So, kind of piece them all together throughout this month in bowl season, and find different looks that you've seen before, go back, watch them, it's really come together. So
Mookie obviously started his career at Ohio State,
Yeah.
now gets to play Ohio State. I guess, first of all, what does he bring to your offense? What has he meant to your team this year and to your offense in particular?
yeah, I mean, honestly, consistency. And I know he's going to be there when I need him. He's made big plays for this team. He's a big part of the receiving core. And some of the catches he's made this year, big time moments. Florida 2-minute drive at the end of the game to win. He made that catch, ran his route perfect on the spot, and you see that with Mookie. You're going to see him make big plays in this game, and I can't wait to see him.
Does he have a little extra something for this game?
Yeah, no doubt. This one's definitely a full circle, personal type feel for Mook. He's been in that locker room. He's been on that side. One of those full circle things. He's right back. Now at Mizzou in the Cotton Bowl playing against his old team. So super cool.
And you've got a really talented and deep receiver room between Luther, Theo,
Yep.
Mookie. I mean, what do each of those guys bring? In terms of a different. They each kind of do a little bit of a different thing for you.
Right.
What do each of those guys bring that's sort of unique?
Yeah, Luther's. You guys know Luther. He's the everything guy. He's the playmaker, the explosive, the guy you see on ESPN every night, right? Theo's that big target. He can be explosive. He can be a big target down at the goal line. He can go up and make plays. And Mookie's just that route runner when you need him. He's a route runner. He finds ways to get open. When you get the ball in his hand, he's so fast. He can make people miss. He can get that extra 4, 5, 6, 7 yards, and he can break them when he needs to.
I have not watched all of your games this year, but it looks like you're using Luther in the slot like a lot more than last year. So what did that change bring to your team, and how does that make him maybe a more dangerous weapon?
Yeah, I think that was one of the biggest moves for Luther. Moving him from the outside to the slot, giving him different access releases, and finding ways to get him the ball easier. I think it's easier to get receivers the ball in the slot. I think that's well known. So I think it's a big move for him. It gave him confidence. It allows him to run routes he's been comfortable with from high school. That was a big move for him.
What would a win over Ohio State and a win in the Cotton Bowl mean for Missouri as a program? I mean, Eli talked about last year you were not in this place, and now you have a chance to end the season with, 11 wins and a Cotton Bowl? And
Yeah, I think it would cap off a really, really good year for the Tigers. Put a cap on this thing and send the seniors and the guys who are playing in their last game and send them off the right way. And not only that, it would be a springboard moving into next year for the people that are coming back for one more. Winning the Cotton Bowl over Ohio State would definitely give us some good energy.
Brady, what has having freshmen like Marquise Johnson and Brent Norford been kind of integral parts of the offense? What has that done? Because you probably didn't just expect true freshmen to do that. What's your comfortability with them compared to fall camp?
Yeah, they continue to grow. They continue to get more comfortable out there with the offense and with me. And I see their confidence growing. At the beginning of the year, you can't always count on freshmen to be there, and you can't bank on them being there late in the year, but they've shown up. They've continued to study the plays, the offense. They're getting extra work in. They're communicating with me, and those are two big pieces. They're going to make plays in this game. They're going to be integral into this win.
Someone who is, you can usually bank on Luther. What have you seen in just this past year, not only since Kirby has come, but just this whole year? What have you seen going off the field as far as his progression as a player and a person?
Yeah, I've said this before. I think he's come out of his shell a little bit. Actually, a lot of it. He's come out of his shell. He's acting more like a leader out there. He's communicating. I can see the confidence in the way he runs his routes, pre-snap, the way he lines up. He knows he belongs, and he's doing what he does. So.
Brady, with Kirby, Eli talked a lot about how not having to call the offense plays, not having to worry about that, kind of freed up his schedule a lot, and that it kind of changed how he approached the season. And instead of focusing so much on the X's and O's, was focusing on how to motivate you guys. How would you compare 2022 Eli Drinkwitz to 2023 Eli Drinkwitz?
Yeah, I think it's been a big move for him. I think it's helped him a lot. I can see it. I can see it in the way he interacts with the team and what he's focused on. I don't think he's as stressed out. Coach Reed can see this. I don't think he's as stressed out, to be honest with you. I think he's focused on keeping our team ready to play, more so than maybe the offense, X and O's, ready to play. So I think it's helped us. I think it's helped him. I think it's been a big move.
He seems to really have fostered that brotherhood that you guys have talked a lot about this season. How has that translated to better play on the field?
Yeah, I mean the brotherhood talk. You hear it a lot throughout college football, but I mean it's real here. It's real. We feel it. The team feels it. We truly play for each other. I can say that. We practice for each other. Just the way we go about our business, and that's been developed over years and years with me and Coach Drink and the other captains this year. It's something we focused on, worked on in the off season, worked on in fall camp, worked on throughout this year, and it's been big for our team.
You guys have talked a lot about how that connection and closeness has really helped you guys battle through adversity. If you could pinpoint just a few moments where you guys felt like you were at your lowest, and how did you guys respond?
Yeah, I think the team last year, we've been through it all. We felt like we were at the bottom. It couldn't get any worse, right? And as you look to this year, I think the two biggest moments were after the loss to LSU and after the loss to Georgia. Obviously, right after a loss like those, there's going to be a lot of emotions. It's going to be emotional in the building the next day. But the difference between this year and last year is that we bounced back so quickly. We took the emotion out of it. We watched the tape, knew what we needed to do. And we bounced back both weeks with wins the following. So I think that's the difference, and just the ability of the leaders of this team, the coaches, the players to bounce back, brush it off.
I heard you talking a little bit earlier about how this game could be a springboard for the years to come with just how big of a stage it is. Can you talk a little bit about that more and just the future of this program?
Yeah, a game like this, it's energy moving forward. It's going to be talked about and remembered for a long time, obviously, and I think it'd probably help our coaches with recruiting in the future. It'd help our current players stay in it, stay engaged, stay excited about what we have here and who's coming back. Overall, it'd be good for the Tigers. So.
All right, thank you very much.
Yep.
Anyone else want to go, Brady?